Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha with Ice Cream Fitness here. And today I wanted to continue a little bit upon the topic I covered yesterday with the two videos on gains in Broscientists versus science motherfuckers. But hold on, let me give you guys a bicep shot first. Also, for the people who were asking, a lot of people were asking in the comments if I was joking or trolling about adding T3 and Clen to my cutting stack this week. Why would I joke about that? But on to the topic at hand. A few people pointed out that we're discussing down in the comments in the videos, we're talking about consistency, and they asked if I could address that topic a little bit. And yeah, that's what a lot of this comes down to. Regardless of what methods you are using for your nutrition or your training, long-term consistency tends to get results. And I want to clarify what I mean there just a little bit. If you have the typical bro diet guy who eats clean, doesn't necessarily track anything, so he's not doing if it fits your macros, because if it fits your macros means you count your calories in your macros. You could still eat a diet that would be considered 100% clean and still do if it fits your macros. Just like you could work junk foods in, and it's going to produce similar results as long as you're not getting micronutrient deficiencies or dietary imbalances. But a lot of guys don't track, and they still get great results. Now, a lot of those guys are using a lot of drugs, but some of them are natural. And I've known some who are natural, and I've observed what they do. They don't necessarily track their calories and their macronutrients, but they sure as hell do track their food. And case in point, I know a guy who does this. 3 days out of the week, he eats chicken, broccoli, and brown rice. For all of his meals, he eats the 6 meals a day. He actually does it 3 days a week, and he has other 4 days he does certain stuff. But he always eats that on the same 3 days every week. But he still knows how much chicken, how much rice and everything he put in there. He doesn't randomly scoop rice out and pour it into the rice maker and close his eyes and pour water in. He takes a measuring cup and he knows how many cups of rice are in there. He knows when he buys the chicken at the shop and he uses the pack and cooks it, he knows roughly how many grams of chicken are in there. He doesn't just randomly close his eyes and pull pieces out of the bag and throw them in there and never look at the label. He knows roughly how much food he eats. And very much what he does, and this is what he said, he goes, well, when I want to gain weight, on the days I eat chicken, rice, and broccoli, he goes, I add another cup of rice in for the day. Which, that's probably 500 calories, so he's adding 500 calories on those days. And he says, and if I want to lose weight, I just pull rice out. But the thing is, he is very consistent. And therefore, even though he doesn't track calories, he still knows what his rough food intake is because he eats the same food all the time. And he knows when he's gaining or losing weight. And he knows that if he wants to gain weight, he just adds rice. If he wants to lose weight, he pulls a little bit of rice out. He's still changing his caloric intake based upon the measurements. And he's consistent, and it works very well for him. This guy is actually a natural. He gets pretty damn lean. And I would say he doesn't go over 10 or 11% body fat even when he's bulking. And I would say he probably drops down to 7% in the summertime. So he's not real big because he is a legit natty. But it works for him and he's consistent with it and he gets results because he is consistent. Even though he may not track his actual calories or his exact macros. He's consistent in what he eats. I don't always think that's the best way to do it. I prefer the approach of actually tracking everything and eating a more diverse diet. But do as you will. And it's the same with your training. Even if your training is not the best and you're using training methods that we know scientifically are not the best methods, they are going to be inferior for your results and for your goals and for your gains. Now, this doesn't apply to sports. We're talking specifically for bodybuilding and aesthetics and gaining muscle and losing fat here, by the way. In sports, you better know what the fuck you're doing. Or you better be hiring a trainer who knows what they're doing, an actual athletic trainer or coach. But for bodybuilding purposes, it's the same. If you're taking a program that is basically a bro split, as we call it, and that's how you train, and you have a chest day, and you have a leg day, and you have an arm day every week, and you do it that way. But you train hard, and you train hard and consistently for years. you don't miss weeks in the gym. You don't take time off because you're not up to it. And you continually increase weight on the bar or reps you are doing or the workload you're doing. You increase your workload and your overload and your tension consistently, and you continue to push yourself and you do that over time. Yeah, you're going to gain muscle. Eventually, you're going to gain a lot of muscle if the nutrition is in place, the rest is in place. You're also consistently getting enough sleep and rest. You're consistently getting the calories, macronutrients, and micronutrients you need, regardless of what your food choices are. If you're doing those things consistently, and that's what you do in the gym, even if your program kind of sucks, you're still going to gain a lot of muscle over time. It may not be the most optimal amount. You may not gain the most muscle you could have gained, but you could still gain a hell of a lot of muscle. You might gain 20, 25, or 30 pounds of muscle over time doing this on a relatively bad program, as long as you are consistently training hard, consistently overloading, consistently meeting your nutritional needs and getting enough rest. So at the end of the day, whilst we could argue some methods are better than others, if you are consistent and you get enough stuff right, you can get a hell of a lot wrong and still see continual progress and results. And that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you next time.